You know how every year there's that one phone people can't stop talking about? This might be it. And weirdly, it's not because of some flashy new feature. It's because Apple may have just solved the one thing foldables have been getting wrong this entire time. Not the display, not the performance, fixing them. Yeah, didn't see that coming, did you? Alright, so here's what's been floating around. Dummy units of Apple's first foldable, likely called the iPhone Ultra Fold, have leaked, and they look pretty much final. We're talking about a 7.8-inch inner display when you open it up, a 5.5-inch cover screen on the outside, powered by what's expected to be the A20 Pro chip. Price? Roughly $2,000, and if the timing lines up, we're looking at a September launch alongside the iPhone 18 Pro. So far, pretty standard first-gen foldable from a big company stuff. But here's where things flip. Every foldable right now, whether it's from Samsung, Google, whoever, has one big problem. The inside is a mess. Tiny cables bending around hinges, parts squeezed into impossible spaces, everything layered in a way that makes repairs a complete nightmare. Apple looked at that and basically said, nope. Instead of cramming things wherever they fit, they've gone for a layout that actually makes sense. The motherboard is shifted over to one side, which means the internal cables can run straight instead of weaving across the hinge like spaghetti. And that one change? It makes a huge difference because suddenly, taking this thing apart isn't a horror story anymore. It's structured. It's clean. It's kind of Apple being Apple, but in a way we haven't really seen before with foldables. And as a bonus, that smarter layout frees up space, which Apple has used for something very interesting. A massive 5,400 mAh battery. In a foldable, that's big. Like really big. Now, not everything here is going to make people happy. There's one design choice that's, let's just say, controversial. The volume buttons are on the top edge, not the side, the top. And the reason actually makes sense. With the internal layout Apple's using, running cables across the hinge for side buttons would have complicated everything again. So moving them to the top keeps the internals neat and simple. In landscape mode, like when you're using it as a mini tablet, it actually feels pretty natural. But in regular phone mode, one-handed, you're reaching up with your index finger trying to adjust volume, and yeah, that's going to feel a bit awkward. You do still get a power button on the side, though, and it doubles as Touch ID. So yes, Touch ID is making a comeback here. There's also a dedicated camera control button, and it's expected to go fully eSIM. So what Apple's clearly done is prioritize the tablet when unfolded experience, even if that means the folded phone mode isn't perfect. And honestly, that tells you a lot about what this device is supposed to be. This isn't just Apple jumping on the foldable trend, it's them rethinking how a foldable should be built in the first place. More repairable, more structured, bigger battery, different trade-offs. And whether you love every decision or not, you kind of have to respect the approach. Because if this actually works the way it sounds like it will, it could push the entire foldable market in a new direction. Anyway, I'm really curious where you land on this, especially that button placement. Genius or just annoying? And if you want to see how this stacks up against the current foldable heavyweights, I've got that comparison coming up next. Catch you there.